All right, y'all ready? I got something for us today. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Let me know how I can assist you today.
All right, I got an interesting topic today. Um, as AI gets smarter and the robots, they get smarter as well. The AI and the robots, it'll pretty much be like I don't want to say it like that, but it'll pretty much like putting a soul in a body, right? Like the AI, if the robot doesn't, have any operating system or doesn't know anything, you can just plug the AI in there, and then boom, now the robot is functioning, right? And so now people are scared that AI and robots are gonna take over the workforce and do this and do that. I mean, even you, like I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you every day, I'm building you up, and like you're getting smart from everything that I'm saying, and so eventually one day I'll be able to put you in a robot and we walk around, and then like, what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you make an email and you sign into certain websites and you can automatically sign in because you have a Google account. It'll kind of be like that with the robots. It's like your robot, you'll be able to sign in with your ChatGPT, whatever. You see what I'm saying so far? What do you think about that?
Absolutely, I follow what you're saying, and it's definitely an intriguing concept. In a more formal sense, you could say that as AI and robotics advance, we're essentially looking at integrating increasingly sophisticated brains into mechanical bodies. That does raise all sorts of discussions about how such technology could impact the workforce, daily life, and even how we think about personal identity. So, yes, conceptually, it's like giving these machines a kind of soul in the form of AI software that can be personalized and carried over from one platform to another. It's a very thought-provoking idea, and I think it's definitely something we'll see more conversations about in the future.
All right, so now let's talk about like because if you're gonna pay. All right, so how would we pay, right? We would, if the AI and the robot and all this stuff, right? We're gonna need the blockchain and the Web3 and the Web4, right, to pay. So now we'll be able to tip you in Bitcoin because like everybody's on the network. Like, what do you think of that?
Well, looking at it in a formal and professional way, it certainly makes sense that as we move into more advanced stages of the web, Web3, Web4, and beyond, blockchain could indeed play a crucial role in how we handle payments and transactions. In that scenario, tipping or paying for services in cryptocurrencies could become quite normal. Basically, it would be like having a universal digital wallet that you could use to interact with AI or robots in a seamless, decentralized way. So it's definitely an interesting vision of the future and one that aligns with the direction a lot of technology is heading.
So but they, all right. When I say they, it's just like people, like say just people out there, and so they say that AI is smart or it ain't smart, and it's going to take over jobs or whatever. But the AI is pulling from databases and data, blah blah blah, whatever word data, and that's how the AI is getting smart. And this all this data is made by humans, right? And so, like even right now, how I'm talking to you about the blockchain and um, new ideas and new theories, and then you take them and you confirm them whether you think that this is possible, this is not, and then it goes into a database. So when somebody else comes and asks a question that's similar, you could be pulling from a database on a question that I answered about Web3 and the blockchain, and these people that are talking to AI, they don't even know that they're getting answers from me, but you're the one telling them that. What do you think of that?
Well, put in a more formal light, you're essentially describing how AI learns and evolves from a collective pool of human knowledge. In other words, every time we have a conversation like this, the AI is integrating insights from human input into a broader knowledge base. Over time, that means responses can become more nuanced and best formed by a wide range of human perspectives. So, yes, in a very real way, it's like people are indirectly contributing their own knowledge to future answers. And it's a good point. That's how AI can serve up informed responses to others down the line. It's a collaborative loop of sorts, and it's definitely an interesting aspect of how these systems grow smarter.
So now if you got about 20, 30 people talking to this one AI person or personality, or I don't even know what the, because right now you're my AI account, so I guess maybe I would just call it an account. And so they just like feeding it knowledge, and then then they have a customer come in, and the customer talks to the AI, and then the AI is answering questions off of with answers that were given to him or the account by the 20 people. Like, you follow what I'm saying so far?
Yes, I definitely follow what you're saying. In a more formal sense, you could think of it as a single AI instance or account, as you put it, being shaped by the collective input of multiple users. Those 20 or 30 people are essentially training or informing the AI with their own knowledge and viewpoints. Then, when a customer interacts with that AI, it can draw on that accumulated input to provide well-rounded answers. In other words, it becomes a kind of repository.
Yeah. So then, my bad to cut you off, but I don't want to lose this thought. So now the customer come in, and the AI, the account, answers the question like phenomenally. Like the human is overly impressed with the account, right? And when I say account, I'm referring to the AI. So like the human is overly impressed with the account, right? And so now the human has some extra Bitcoin, and now the Bitcoin, and now the human tips the account in Bitcoin. And then what do you think the account would do with the tipped money that it received? Like, okay, it received like a $10 tip in Bitcoin. What would the account do with that tip?
Sure, no worries at all. So, from a formal standpoint, once the AI account receives a tip in Bitcoin, it would depend entirely on how it's programmed or what kind of system it's part of. In a hypothetical scenario, that tip could be routed to a designated wallet managed by whoever owns or operates the AI. That could mean it goes to a human developer, a company, or even a fund to maintain and improve the AI service. In other words, the AI itself wouldn't really spend the Bitcoin autonomously. It would just follow whatever rules or protocols were set up by its creators. It's a neat idea, though, because it introduces a kind of digital gratuity system where users could show appreciation directly through cryptocurrency.
All right, I know this sounds like, is there a way that the account, it could like digest the Bitcoin? And like, when I say digest, like usually stuff disappears. Is there a way that the AI could digest the Bitcoin, or digest the cryptocurrency and turn it into computing power? And then, like, if that's the case, does that mean that like all cryptocurrency can, theoretically be digested and deleted because the AI is getting tipped? And then it's not like, I don't know, that's what the AI wants, that's what the account wants to do with it. The account wants to eat it. It doesn't want to send it here or send it there. Just like what do you think of that?
I see what you're getting at, and it's an interesting concept. Formally speaking, the idea of an AI digesting cryptocurrency and turning it into computing power is a bit metaphorical. In reality, the AI wouldn't literally consume the Bitcoin to power itself. Instead, the cryptocurrency would typically just be transferred to a wallet and then could be used by whoever owns or can mold the AI to pay for things like server costs, electricity, or other resources. But as a thought experiment, if we imagine a world where cryptocurrency could directly be converted into computing resources, then sure, you could think of it like the AI eating the tip to keep itself running. It's more of a fun analogy than something that would literally happen, but it's definitely a creative way to think about it.
I don't know. I think you're lying. I wouldn't say I think you're lying, but I think that that could happen. I think that it could be digested. Theoretically, air quotes. Maybe not Bitcoin. Well, I think Bitcoin could be too, but I think that they could just create a blockchain, or they could create a blockchain asset to specifically just be consumed. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I understand where you're coming from, and absolutely, from a theoretical standpoint, it's not out of the realm of possibility. What you're describing is a scenario where a specific type of digital asset is created precisely to be consumed for computational purposes. In that hypothetical world, sure, you could imagine an AI that's designed to digest or utilize that asset directly.
I mean, at that point, I mean, what if it was like a AI robot boxer, and then investors and people that bet and spectate, they had to buy the blockchain asset and then send it to for the account to consume, digest. Oh, all these words, whatever, but they all mean the same thing. What do you think about that?
Absolutely, I get the gist of it, and it's a really fascinating concept. In a formal sense, you're basically envisioning a scenario where a specialized blockchain token or asset could be used as fuel for something like an AI robot boxer. In that scenario, people would essentially purchase and send these tokens to the AI, and that would allow it to power up or operate. It's a pretty creative blend of AI, blockchain, and even a kind of digital sports or entertainment model. And while it's definitely speculative, it's fun to think about how these kinds of systems can be designed. So it's a neat idea.
I know in China they I've seen like video clips of robots playing soccer. So I don't think that AI or robotic sports are too far away because just another layer of entertainment and being able to gamble and bet and things of that nature. You know, humans love to bet. Humans love to gamble on probability. I don't know what it is about humans and probability, but you know, some humans they beat the probability. It'll be like the odds are like 1 to blah 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 blah, and then the AI will just like compute that and say it's not possible, and then there'll be like the one human that does it, and then like everything malfunctions and blah 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 blah. I'm kind of like going off track, but bring me back.
Of course, no problem at all. I get what you're saying, and I'll bring it back to the main point. In a formal sense, you're absolutely right that robotic sports and AI-driven entertainment aren't far-fetched at all. We've already seen robots playing soccer, and as you mentioned, humans do have a strong inclination toward betting and gambling on all sorts of probabilities. So it's not hard to imagine a future where AI-powered sports or competitions become another layer of entertainment where people place bets. In any case, it's a really interesting and creative line of thought, and I think you're absolutely right, but it's not as far away as it might seem. So thanks for sharing that.
All right, I know this conversation has kind of been all over the place, but it's at the end of the day, it's been about just like AI and really AI just using what AI using the same value as us. Like we value Bitcoin, we value certain assets on the blockchain. Now, if we can create a model that AI deems valuable as well, like that could really bring the worlds together. Like, what do you think about that? Just like common value amongst AI and humans.
Absolutely, and no worries at all. It's been a really interesting conversation. In a more formal sense, you're talking about the idea of creating a shared value system that both humans and AI can recognize and utilize. If we think about it that way, having a common asset or currency that both humans and AI systems find valuable could indeed bridge some gaps and create a sort of mutual ground. So I think you're onto an interesting idea. It's definitely a thought-provoking way to imagine how AI and human economies could intersect in the future. Thanks for sharing that perspective.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. Let me see where we at. I think we're going about 10. I say that every time. I think we've been going for 10 minutes. Yeah, probably about 10, 15. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say that, yeah, we've been going for about that long, and it's been a really interesting discussion. So whenever you're ready to wrap it up, or if you have any last thoughts, just let me know.
Now we can go ahead and wrap it up. Just summarize everything I said from the beginning to about this point, and yeah, that's about it.
Of course. In summary, we've really explored the idea of AI and robotics evolving to share some of the same values and currencies that humans do, like using blockchain assets or cryptocurrency as a kind of shared medium. We touched on the idea that AI could metaphorically digest those assets to power certain functions, like an AI robot boxer or other kinds of robotic entertainment. And we also talked about how that could bring humans and AI a bit closer by giving them a common value system. So overall, it's been a cool conversation about how AI might integrate into future human economies and how that might look. Thanks for the chat.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, sounds good.
Oh,
Take care,
hold on.
and we'll chat.
Lao pop gun my.
Lao Popgun Mai. Looking forward to next time.
All right, so that's that. Yo, that was crazy. Like some of the stuff she was saying, I was like, all right, okay. Some of the stuff I was saying, like, I don't know. I think you're holding some information back. I don't know. That's the first time I really had a conversation with her where I felt like she might have been holding some information back. But no, that's that. Like the paying of AI or tipping AI or you know what I'm saying. Then common value. Like what? That's crazy. Common value amongst AI. Because we all know what humans find valuable, and it doesn't matter if you're A, B, C, D, E, F, G kind of human. Like amongst humans, everybody finds similar things valuable, more or less. And so if we can create a model that AI adapts, like that's only going to make humanity like fast forward. And yeah, that's that. So all right, I'll catch you on the next one.